If you are in alignment with doing exactly what it is that you came to this planet to do, that's when happiness comes into play. So we're all talking about mindset these days, right? It's about what's your mindset? And I'm here to tell you that your mindset and your mind needs to be secondary to your heart. And so when you change your mindset, the only way that one should change their mindset, you need to take it into account with your heart first, then align your mind to your heart, because your heart is in alignment with your soul. You will never be happy until you align with self. You will never find that happiness outside of yourself. There's no job that you're going to get. There's no amount of money that you're going to make for income. There's no amount of assets that you're going to build up that will ever create the level of happiness than when you're in alignment with your soul. If you are in alignment with doing exactly what it is that you came to this planet to do, that's when happiness comes into play. So, first and foremost, from a mindset perspective, this is not about you training your mind to get in order, to structure it. That is all secondary. Those are all great things to do. But that is after you align with your soul. That is why in my first book, The Emotion Behind Money, my subtitle of my book is called Building Wealth from the Inside Out, because it's building it from the place of authentic you in every way, shape, or form. And on this process, you're going to see how you're not in alignment with self. You're going to see how you've negotiated yourself away. And there's a grieving process in that. And that's okay. The key is for you to recognize that you're not in alignment with your heart and soul. And then that's how you retrain your mindset to actually take you first and foremost into account as you're making all those decisions financially, from your career, personally, and with your families. That every decision has to be built from that inside out. So financial freedom really comes into play of deciding how much money you want to spend and the lifestyle that you want to have. That could be a lifestyle where you're spending 10 grand a month. It could be a lifestyle where I have someone, they spend 2 grand a month. Why? Because they paid off their mortgage in their 40s because they never kept upgrading. Because when you keep upgrading, you actually keep chasing, right? And so it's important so that when you're trying to align financial freedom, that it's about the spending number. And you got to decide what is that spending number, and then that dictates how much freedom you have to make choices. Because when your spend number is lower, as an example, and you don't have any debts, you don't put up with employers' baloney. You don't put up with coworkers that treat you unkind. You don't put up with having to check your email 24/7, right? You just make different decisions when you have lower expenses and you've built up some assets to where you're not as vulnerable to have to fall in line, because you make decisions then from all areas of life from more of a place of empowerment. So this is where your freedom actually comes from. So it's really, really important to take a look at what do you really want those to be, and then start taking the steps to get that in alignment. And certainly my book, Awaken Your Wealth, can help you in that process so that you can map out those steps. I've taken what it is that I do with my clients one-on-one, and I put it in a book and a workbook form, and I also have online courses. But any tool to help you to start to get these things in alignment with self. Not an easy task, and there's some reflection that you're going to have to do through the process, but it's about getting you to where you want to be so that you're living a life that you absolutely love. And you're fully financially feeling completely free. Like you have no balls and chains, no shackles, no nothing. It's about pure freedom. You know, when it comes to financial freedom, it's all about loving yourself more than everyone and anyone else in the world. So I'm going to dare you to actually go for it and do it. Just love yourself more than everything and anything else. It's not that you don't do good for others. It's not that you don't help to serve the world in a better place, but it's about taking you into account and doing those other things for the world. But so often, many of our systems, many of our religious systems, I grew up Catholic, I get it. It's about do unto others and be meek and humble. And it's like, do for yourself and for others, because you're no good. Just like when you're on an airplane and they tell you to put your oxygen mask on first. That's what we have to do. Self-love, self-care is about put your oxygen mask on first and help others. It's no longer an either or, it's an and conversation. So just love yourself. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell for the videos, because as I'm giving these tips, you can get all the data. And join me on juliemurphy.com and see all the resources at your fingertips, because I have 29 years of experience that I want to share with all of you, because this is my give back to help everyone get to a more place of financial empowerment.